guys, it's Lavender here. Welcome back to my channel. It's Lavender here. And today I want to talk about a story time that happened to me. It was when I was younger. I think it was when I was in elementary school through I think when I was 12. It was my crazy babysitter story. This is a really crazy story and it happened years upon years basically. So yeah. And let's get started. Okay, so here we go. I had two babysitters. Their names were, I'm just gonna make their name up because I don't want to use their real name. Let's say their name was Eliza. She was basically a short, maybe like a 5'3", 5'4" woman with dirty blonde hair and all of her body freckles and stuff. And her husband was a Mexican guy. We're just gonna call him Jose. So yeah. And my babysitters were weird because they were like the wife went to work and made all the money. She was the breadwinner, and the husband was just a stay-at-home dad. Although I think it wasn't like a stay-at-home dad situation. He was just lazy, because that's really what it is. So yeah. So as soon as my parents divorced, and we moved from Colorado to Texas, my parents, my mom was looking for a babysitter, and she got recommended from a friend or something, or just something like that, and she found these babysitters, right? And you know what's funny is that I met them and stuff, and I was going to this babysit, right? As a kid in elementary school, right? The thing is that when I was first going to their babysitting, everything was good. They had a daughter. The daughter looked exactly like the mom, Eliza. She was younger than me. She was 5 years younger than me, I think. 4 or 5 years younger than me. I'm pretty sure it's 5 years younger than me. So yeah, she was 5 years younger than me. And she basically had the same, she looked like her mom, but the younger version. She had dirty blonde hair, all over basically body freckles, blue eyes, she was white. And it's funny because when I was with just them only, times were good, honestly. We had fun, and stuff, but then, I don't know what happened, but over the years, they got, more frugal and stuff. They wouldn't let their children, because they had 3 children, I think, in total, within themselves, but, the husband, Jose, he had, he had 3 sons from, a previous marriage. On top of that, he had, 2 biological children with his now wife, the person I'm talking about, Liza. And by the way, the first kid I was talking about with the, we're just going to call her Emma, the blonde hair, blue eyed child who's 5 years younger than me, that's not his daughter. That's basically a stepdaughter, I guess. Because because Eliza had a relationship, previous to, Jose, previous to her now husband. So, yeah. And, times were good, but they didn't let, their kids, wear makeup, nail polish. They wouldn't let them eat sugary foods or unhealthy foods. They were only allowed to basically drink water, Powerade, and milk, and sometimes occasionally juice, but that was it. Which is fine, because that's their kids, But they were, super frugal. So, down the road, I think in, 2004 or something, 2005, 2006, or somewhere around there, maybe at the most 2007, I don't remember exactly, but it's around there. They had another daughter. We're going to call her, I don't know, we're going to call her Guadalupe, okay? These are just names, by the way, because I don't want to use the real name, so yeah. And she, was, half white, half, Mexican, I don't know, what the age difference is, because it's been so long, but she was, tannish. She had, a tiny amount of freckles on her face, not all over her body freckles, but just a little freckles on her face. She had dark eyes. She had brown hair, right? And like ever since then, it's just like gone downhill. Like at the babysitters, like they kept making me like do their dishes. Like they'd like force me to do their dishes. Like the stay-at-home dad, you know, like Jose, like he didn't like do anything. He was a stay-at-home dad who watched the kids, but he didn't like make food for them. He would just stay on his computer all day and not do anything. Like he'd make all the children clean up. They'd make them clean up, like do dishes and stuff like that. You know, which is fine because, you know, discipline, but like it was all the time. He didn't do anything. He didn't pick up. He didn't do anything. Not one fucking thing besides like watch the kids. But he was on the computer the whole entire time. Like they made me do their dishes all the time. Like, I mean, all the time. They made me do their housework like all the time, every single day. Like, I'm kind of like a guest. I'm not your family member. Like, I'm not related to you. You have a fully grown man who is in their like late 20s, early 30s. At this point, he's probably in his 40s. Like, he could have done something. You feel me? But he didn't do anything. They were also really frugal. They would not like spend money on movies. They would basically do illegal downloading online, which I guess is okay if you want to rent a movie. You know, instead of renting a movie, you would just do illegal downloads online about movies, but whatever. Like they wouldn't do anything. They didn't spend money really like on anything. Like they didn't go like shopping really, like as in like clothes shopping or whatever. They would like go to like the flea market. They were extremely like frugal. And I don't know why they were so frugal because like their kids would get me in trouble and stuff. Like it's funny because when there's like her stepbrother what was her name? I don't remember the blonde girl's name. I forgot her name already, but the girl I was talking about, that's 5 years younger than me, she would like be really rude towards me and bully me and stuff and like get me into trouble, and so did the Latin girl and stuff. The Latina girl, the half Mexican girl I was talking about, Guadalupe, and you know, like I don't know, I just hated being there. Like I think being at this babysitter gave me post-traumatic stress disorder and anxiety because like, okay, so this is an incident that happened when I was there, okay? So there was this after school program and I was in, I think, 4th or 5th grade in elementary school, right? We weren't allowed to like walk out of the building, you know? We couldn't do that for, you know, safety reasons and stuff. And that mom I was talking about, Eliza, she came like to get me, right? With her husband and stuff and kids, right? And they like, okay, so I wasn't allowed to leave and I was spinning around. And then she's like, why are you spinning around? And then she talked shit about me to her husband in the car saying she was spinning around. Why didn't she come out? I wasn't allowed to come out, like for safety reasons. It was against like the school's like policy. I couldn't just go out, you know? So it was very rude. They talked like shit in front of me and stuff, and it was just really disrespectful. And there was another incident that happened. I had to stay at school for like, what's it called? Like when you don't do well, they will force you to stay after school. I was forced to do that, and I told them because I forgot to tell the husband, right? Jose, right? So you don't understand. Like he could have got a job, but he legit was like being lazy. He'd be on the computer like all the time and not do housework or anything all day. Like I swear. And I just thought it was complete bullshit, honestly. I don't know, just the way that they treated me, like, it's a big part of the reason why I have post-traumatic stress disorder and anxiety and depression. Like, I hated being there. I don't know, like, it just wasn't a good environment. I mean, they were rude, they were frugal. The husband never did anything. The husband was like the worst, honestly. Like he didn't do anything, like not one thing. He was always on the computer. He made like everyone, like all the kids and all that, do all the housework. He didn't do nothing, no housework. He didn't even cook or really anything. He was just on the computer all day. And like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of some incidents that happened. Oh yeah, another incident that happened is that when I accidentally took off the what's it called, the flea collar of their cat, their first cat or the second cat, because one of their cats got hit by a car. Their second cat they got, the cat's name is Pepper. It was like a tabby cat, really small tabby cat, the nicest cat ever. I actually took off the flea collar, right? And it got fleas, right? And they blamed me for it, rightfully so, because that's like my fault for taking off the collar. But the second time the collar came off an accident, I didn't even touch the cat at all. I didn't even touch its like collar, the flea collar. Like I didn't touch the flea collar, and the wife, Eliza, blamed me, and she said it was my fault, and she told it to her children, and they all got mad at me. When, how does she know I did it? Like I legit didn't even touch the cat. After that first incident, I didn't even touch the cat. Then she just blames me for it, like you're just mad because you're an ugly fucking bitch. Like, I just don't understand, like. And then there's another incident. They didn't really treat their pets, I feel like, properly. Like, they would let their cats go outside. Let me remind you, this isn't like a really like, what's it called? Like poor, like where houses are vacant and falling apart. Like really, I guess, like rough neighborhood, because they had like pit bulls in their front yard to protect like the house from anyone breaking into the house. But it's not like a really like dangerous area or any of that. It's just for protection, because you know crime happens, you know, in that lower part of the city or whatever, downtown. And I don't feel like they treated their pets right, because there was like downtown, okay, where I live, okay, I at least saw like 10 cats a day, stray cats a day. They had like cats, right? They never got their cat spayed or neutered or took them to the vet like at all when I was there. The cat had fleas. The cat kept getting pregnant over and over again. And the reason why I think this is so like bad is because like there was a huge stray cat problem downtown. Like what happens if those cats had rabies or something and it bit their cat and brought it to their home, and once the cat scratched their children or something, they'd let the cat out of their like fence and stuff. Like they didn't like have it on a leash or anything. They would like just let it roam, which I think is really bad, because once if there was an animal with rabies. There were like stray dogs walking around, you know. There was a stray dog that was hit by a car, like a really large stray dog. The same thing goes for their dogs. They had 2 pit bulls. Neither of them were neutered or spayed. The dogs had puppies like over and over again, but not as much as the cat. Like every year the cat would have at least 2 litters or something. Or like 3 litters, and the dogs would usually have like 2 litters, like a year or whatever. And I don't know, like the conditions were repulsive. Like I don't know. I didn't like the way they treated their animals. What else? I'm trying to think of incidents. I don't know. I would say the only good times I really had there was when like Jose's Jose's biological children from another marriage, you know, that they divorced and stuff. Like that was the only good time, because we played games on like the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, the Nintendo, what's that Nintendo that Super Mario originally came out on? That Nintendo thing, you know, 90s like devices and stuff like that, like as in video games. We played Super Mario, Yoshi's Island, Spyro, Crash, first person games and things like that. Tony Hawk. But then they stopped coming. Oh, we also played Pokemon and stuff like that. Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi cards too. But then they stopped coming over. I don't know why. They just stopped coming over. By the way, all the siblings that I'm talking about are all younger than me besides one person. And that was Jose's first child from his first marriage. He's like 1 year older than me because he's born in 1996. And I had a good time with them, but then they just stopped coming over really. And then at one point in time, I think they, Jose and Eliza got arrested, I think, for like a check for a bad check or something, which I think was dismissed. But the husband Jose got thrown in jail for like not paying child support or something. I don't know. And then later on, they had Eliza and Jose. They had another baby. They had a male child. They had like a male baby like a couple years ago. I think in like 2011, I think, or something. 2011, 2012, I think. I don't know, somewhere around there. And I don't remember exactly from this year at all, but I was actually getting dropped off at my house. Like, they just pick me up and take me to my home, just stay home by myself, because I was like 12 at this point, because I didn't want to go to their house, you know, and stuff. Oh, and before this happened, one time, we always went to like water parks and stuff with the kids, but then like one of the kids like acted up, and then they didn't go to the water park, but they never like did anything really for like summer events. I think the only good thing is hey guys, sorry my camera died. Where was I? I think I talked about how bad they were to their pets. Oh yeah, later on down the line, Eliza and Jose, they had another child. I think that was born around like 2011 or 2012. And they were like, I mean, like, this is that point in time where I was like 12 or something, and I was sick and tired of like being at their house, the way they treat me, the way they treat their animals and stuff. I just wasn't happy being there, so I asked my mom if I could stay home after I get off from school, and she agreed. And they would just like pick me up and drop me off at my home and stuff. And yeah. And then there's a point in time where I just stopped going completely, and that is pretty much, like, don't get me wrong, there were fun times like at the house. Like, we went to water parks sometimes in the summer, and one time we went to this lake. It was like this not western, it was like this eastern New Mexico like lake, and I had a lot of fun there. And one time this dust storm kicked up when I was there and stuff, and it was like 60 mile per hour, 70 miles per hour. I don't know how fast the wind was going, maybe 100 per hour winds within like 1 point like something seconds, and then like 50 seconds later, it just, as soon as it started, it stopped. But at the end of the day, I just want to get this out of me. I'm tired of like, you know, I went through a lot, honestly, because on top of this, like on top of me being with this babysitter, I was getting severely bullied in middle school, like really severely bullied to the point where I thought about like committing suicide, honestly, and I had suicidal thoughts. I have high anxiety. I have post-traumatic stress disorder. Because you don't understand, it wasn't just my babysitters. It wasn't just, you know, bullies at my school. There were also teachers that were bullying me and stuff. Like, I'm gonna get into that in a later video, but like, just all this combined, it just broke me, I guess. And I'm tired of like bottling this stuff in, honestly, and I just want to come out and say that, you know, I just want to get this off my chest, honestly. So yeah, if you guys like this video, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Bye guys, see you in my next video.